I'm going to talk about this auntie I always mention on and off. She played a big part in my life. She's not quite blood, but she is my auntie, and I would love to continue to call her my auntie. She's a great human being. This one time I was sitting by her house, and it's weird. Okay, so I used to go and park by her house. I didn't know that it was her house at all. I just one day drove there and I parked. I was alone. I was just going through some stuff. So I would just park there for a little bit. I would leave. So one day she seen me, but she didn't talk to me. But she seen me again at her address. Again, I did not come there for her, and I did not know that was her house. I just came and parked. And one day she was like, Nina? I was like, oh, hey. I haven't seen you in a minute. We said hi to each other. Like, hey, how you doing? Catched up and stuff. And yeah, we hit it off. And I used to come over at her place a couple of times. I used to babysit her kids a lot. She trusted me with her kids. She saw so much potential in me. Like, she just knew I probably needed a lot of guidance. And whenever she has me, she would talk to me. She would vent with me. We're not gonna say her business, but we were very close. We became very, very close. And one day, I was sitting in a car with her. We were talking and stuff. She spoke in a very calm voice. And she was talking to me how life was. Like, she opened my eyes to what life really was. Like, my brain started to actually take in the information she was telling me about life in general. And from that day on, it's like I started to have a fight with myself over what I expect reality is and what reality was really about, So everything, it took forever. Like I'm saying, me having this conversation with her happened in 2021. I met her in 2020. So 2021, we had this conversation. It took a minute for everything to piece together about reality. Like, my mind was altering everything I ever knew. In the meantime, I was going through other things in my life. So, every so often I would see her. She would, I would vent to her, and we would talk about my relationship with my mom. And she said something about a parent, something about flowers. A parent needing their flowers, you know what I mean? Watering their flowers and stuff. Like, she tried to explain to me how parents operate with their children in a way where I would remember it. And I did. It's hard for me to explain certain things. Like, my mind has information, but it's hard for me to take out that information in a way where I could get someone to really understand where I'm coming from. So she was a great life coach, great personality, very pretty, very beautiful kids. To continue, she taught me how friends are, who you hang out with, what they can and cannot do. The thing is, my mom had brought up this conversation, but the way my mom brought about this conversation was in a very, very rude manner. Like, I just didn't like it. Like, I don't like aggression. So how my mom was trying to teach me certain things came with aggression and disrespect towards me, and I didn't like it. Of course, I didn't listen. Like, don't demand me to do something, and don't disrespect me and then ask me to do something. I'm not gonna do it. Anyways, that was a problem. But anyways, back to what I was trying to say. So, like I said, Queen taught me a few things, but because how my mind was, it took a long time for it to actually stick with me. Because even though I knew what she told me about life, I started questioning everything. And sometimes I did the opposite of things because I was like, what if she's wrong? You know what I mean? Again, that's my mind. That's just how it is. The what if, you know what I mean? The what ifs were hitting me, and I was making mistakes over again. Even though I was told how everything was, I kept thinking maybe it's not. And that set me up for failure. But I would tell her about these things that were happening with me. So besides her, I love her. I miss her. I'm disappointed that we're no longer in contact or talk to each other, but that's my fault because when I go through things, I go MIA, and I went to MIA. I don't mean to be disrespectful towards her at all. It's just that I had so much going on through like the end of 2021 and 2022. Things were very complicated, and I distanced myself from a lot of people, like a lot of people, and she was one of them. I kept in contact every now and then, but I was too in my head. During my pregnancy, she was there for me. She was there for me every step of the way. She was giving me advice. She was like, what do you want to do? She was like, it's okay, I will help you. She was telling me so many things, but again, I was in my head. It's like, I understand where you're coming from, and you want to help me, and you'll be there for me. You'll guide me through parenthood. All these things I was thinking of, they're like, it's really great advice. She was a very great person, but again, I was stuck in my head because the person I thought I loved was no longer in my life. And I love this person so much to the point where in my head I was like, halt. Everyone else around me have to stop doing certain things because I'm not even myself. I need to figure out why I wasted my entire time, why did I waste my time with so and so? Why was so and so lying to me about what was the truth? What was the lies? Like, I was stuck in my head, like, what's gonna happen to me? Am I gonna be a great parent? Even though they're like, we will teach you, like, I'll teach you, I'll be there for you. I was so scared because anything could happen. Like, my life was not it, and I don't want to put my kids through that. I didn't. So I just didn't have a great year. To continue, besides her, I love that woman. I wish one day I make it and I could make her happy and I could tell her I did it. I did it. But I can't tell her that because I've been so distant from her. I've been so distant because I feel like how do I say this? I feel like who I was for a certain amount of time, I would put bad impact on other people. Like, they would be disappointed in me. They would be disappointed that I wasn't doing well and I wasn't trying hard enough. I didn't want them to see me as a failure. So what did I do? I excluded myself from so many things. Besides her, there was this guy I used to talk to during my healing journey. He himself ended up repeating certain things that my auntie had said. He told me how he wanted to succeed in life, and the way he described it was so beautiful. Like, he talked so calmly, and he explained his life plan and how he wants to be successful. Like, detail to detail how he wants to make it out. Like, this man set up a game plan for himself and how he can get his business from being small and connect his business to other businesses and get promoted by other businesses. Like, the way he planned it is like he wants his name to be so far up that when people say his name, the first thing that pops up about him is the first business he ever started. He was like, maybe one day you'll go into a restaurant and then you'll see my business name on it, and the first thing you're going to think about is me. Maybe one day you're going to wear a pair of shoes and you're going to see that I have partnered with them. Like, he explained data in a way where I understood it. He explained how certain things in the matrix work in a way I understood it. When I tell you, like, God put people in my life to make me see things, I'm telling you, God works in mysterious ways. With oh boy, the guy I dated, I honestly don't like. I'm gonna start talking about him maybe soon, hopefully, but it's a huge impact in my life, and it's like, although my auntie and the guy have said those things and they were actually starting to stick with me, I was also dealing with a lot of emotional distress. When oh boy went no contact with me, I kind of spiraled, but my mind started to question the entire relationship. All I was thinking about was I being used? What did I miss? But the thing is, at the same time, it was my fault because I should have known better. But then again, I couldn't have known better because it was supposed to happen that way. I didn't have no other choice. That is the life path I was supposed to take. That is why the things happened the way they did. I had to date him in order for all the things to fall into place. I couldn't have stopped it. But anyways, back to what I was saying. I started to question everything about that relationship, and I'm like, why didn't I just cut this person off? Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Why did he say this? Why did he say that? Why did he do this? Why did he do that? I started to question everything, and I'm like, did he plan to use me? Did his family send him to use me? Did his mama know he was using me? I was questioning everything. Like, I was like, what is wrong with me? What is wrong with what's happening in my life right now? I don't deserve this. I'm already going through some stuff. I just thought that I have love and I will just work on this love. It's just, I was just, I just wasn't there. I wasn't, I completely lost myself. But I was determined, so I kind of like got off what I was trying to say originally. I was determined to know every single thing about this person. Maybe I would have moved on. And again, I already told you the story, but then I ended up going on Instagram this one night because I was like, why is my mind the way it is? You know what I mean? Like, I need to know more. You know? I have to fix my mindset. I have to fix my mindset. I have to be better. I have to do better. I need to know how to fix this. Not fix a relationship, but fix how my mind works. Fix how I see in life. Because nothing was sticking to me. So I go on Instagram and I clicked on the hashtag mindset. And I was reading and listening to, what's the word? Not meme. I just say photos. I was looking at quotes, photos of quotes of life that were on Instagram, and that is what I was reading. And I was every single day I would just read more and more. Even on YouTube, I would listen to motivational speeches from people who have experienced difficulties and made it through life. I was listening over and over and over and over. Like, that's just all I did. Like, mind you, this entire time I'm going through like physical pain. My anxiety was through the roof. But I still managed to go on YouTube and listen to these things, go on Instagram and look at things about motivation. And then while scrolling, I think I was on Instagram from like 12 to 4 a.m. And I was just reading and reading and reading and reading, and then came across this lady, and I'm like, she looks familiar. Mind you, I did not know that it was that person's mother, but it looked familiar. So I was like, I'm gonna click on this. So I listened to her speak. And then I clicked on the profile and I listened to more of her videos. At this point, when I clicked on her profile and I seen who she actually was, and I was like, ah, that's why. The familiarity was because she looks like her son. But that's not what I was thinking, that this looks like this person. I just said they look familiar because I seen that face. And it was her. So I listened to the video, and that motivated me. And then I ended up adding this person on TikTok, and I started to listen to everything she had to say. I started to learn more about her life. It sounds weird, but I wasn't on there trying to be weird at all. In an American way, I guess it is. But to me, was like a student looking at a teacher. I found somebody I could actually listen to that's speaking in a very calm tone, and that's that's pinpointing certain things about life, and that's I was absorbing that information. I still didn't like text and be like, hey, this is so and so. No. My name does say my name, so I just assumed maybe one day she'll just figure out it's me, because I was not under like a fake profile. My whole accounts have my photos and videos, so I just followed and just listened to everything, and I did learn a lot of things from that, and I think that helped me calm me down enough to be like, hey, one day, I think I told y'all the story about this, and one day I was like, hey, I just want to tell you that you helped me through a few things. You motivated me to do better in life. I thanked them. I didn't thank them because I wanted the D from her son at all. I just thanked her because the guidance was appreciation. I sometimes have regrets that maybe I should have never said anything, but I like to show people that I appreciate them, so I did say it. Oh well, it is what it is, you know what I mean? Like, I'm human, you're human. You give me advice, I took it. And I learned from you, so thank you for the knowledge. But I guess that's weird. Why do people make everything weird? I didn't think it was weird, but I guess it's weird. But anyways, yeah, I got some knowledge from that, and that was the last time I ever was in contact with that person. I never really spoke to them again. Just called it a day. The thing about me is like, don't tell me not to do something, because I'm gonna do it. And don't tell me you're gonna do something to me, because I'm gonna tell you, go ahead and try it. Do it. I bet you can't. If you think you can, go ahead and do it. That's the type of mindset I sometimes have that I don't like. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that God put in front of me to learn from. Like everybody, I learned from them. They serve their purpose and they're not in my life anymore, but I appreciate them. I appreciate them for what they had to offer. You know, I had times where people called me a user, like I would use somebody. I don't even like doing that. Like, the moment I feel like I'm using you, I no longer want to be around you. Like, it's not like you would know I'm using you, but if I feel like I'm using you, I'm gonna step back. That's weird. It's weird using people. It's not nice. So yes, I'm heavily offended when someone is using me. Don't ever make me question if you're using me, because that's weird. Just, it sparks something inside of me. Like, don't do that. Everything I do out of generosity because I like to help others. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. I thought I did, but my mind is empty. But yeah, I just wanted to share those few experiences. I hope you can learn from it. I'm sorry I didn't go into detail about what I've learned, but I will come back and I will tell you certain things that I picked up from these people. It's just that I have to work on my speech so I can tell you word for word what they said, or the best I can remember, and I will give you guys details on what I learned so that you could also take it and, apply it to yourself. Well, hopefully you apply it to yourself. That's all. Bye.